All right. We forgot. Hang on. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, folks. You can see we have volume. That is fantastic. Welcome to Thursday Travel Talk with Spidey. And we've got a whole bunch of people followed over from the other stream. So hello, Antiderivative Jill. You have the link. So she'll be joining us momentarily. And hello, Suzanne. Thank you and welcome for being here. Miskatonic Madman. Guten Abend. Good evening. Oh, wow. I only speak a couple of words of German. Just a couple. Badly, I might add. Ooh. Eugene Bird says, I lived in Wiesbaden between 1889 and 1991, except for a few deployments, including the Gulf War. Germany for the food and architecture. Women, not so much. Hopefully you did better. Speaking of women, hello, Antiderivative Jill.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Oh, can you not hear me?
Crap. I can't hear you.
Oh, that's not good news.
Why can't I hear you?
You also sound a little bit, you sound
Oh.
great, but you sound a little bit muffled yourself.
Oh, crap. Okay, Jill, hang on. I can see that I'm making noise. And I can see that you're making noise. I just can't hear you.
Yes.
Let me...
I'm even opening a bottle here.
Damn it. Damn technology. Hang on.
Technical difficulties. Miskatonic
Thank
Madman.
you. Welcome. Welcome, Jill.
Of course. I'm sorry. I ruined your introduction there. You're talking about Germany. Oh, Tygerstripes made it. Yes. I'm so happy. Now, if only we can get Spidey to hear us.
Well, imagine my shock and surprise to see that I'm a co-host. I had no idea.
I intended...
What the heck?
Hello.
I intended to ask... I was trying to ask you. But I didn't realize that you were going to be made one before I was able to ask you.
Can you hear me now? Yes?
I hear you fine, and you're much less muffled.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you sound much better.
Indeed.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Tygerstripes. And thank you, Antiderivative Jill.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are welcome.
Possible second. I mean, I can't even do any research on Germany now.
Do you know how to pronounce that?
Guten Abend.
That's perfect. That's why you're here.
High school German.
See, I've pegged you as a linguist. Absolutely.
A cunning linguist?
Yes, well, that too. No, I love language, and I am a pretty good communicator. I butcher the languages, but communication is more than just about nailing the vocabulary and pronouncing everything perfectly. There's a lot more to communication than that. Yeah, that's excellent. Good to have you here, Eugene Bird. Hello and welcome, everyone. Yes, and William Shakespeare. Hello in the chat. Glad to have you here.
It sounds like Eugene's your guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I don't know if I don't think I've ever seen Eugene on a panel anywhere. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he's never been on any of my panels, but have you been to?
I haven't heard his voice yet myself.
No, have you been to Germany, Jill?
I've not. I've not even been out of the nation. I'm traveling today. I'm traveling to Germany today.
Oh, okay, fantastic. That's excellent. And yes, Eugene Bird. I've heard, and you ladies can give what your opinions too, but I've heard that German is possibly one of the hardest languages in the world to learn.
The declensions for articles, definite articles, is just it's a nightmare. It's nightmare fuel. It still pops up in my brain every now and then because we had a chart, which is useless. You can't really learn a language that way, but that's the way they taught us at the time.
Of course, memorization. I study Japanese every once in a while, but it's just to keep it up from disappearing completely. I won't. I don't expect to progress in a language unless I can go to that place and immerse myself, such as Mexico, like last winter, or in Japan or in Germany. But German was really hard. I learned links and right, and I'm mispronouncing those. But links is left and right is right, obviously. And Sprechen Sie Deutsch, which can you speak German? But then I don't know what their answer would be. So yeah, it doesn't help much. Not useless German. Hey, lemon pie.
Well, do
Says,
they
"Good evening."
know? Do they shake their heads for no? Because that's it. That's the answer.
Yeah, of course. See, there's more to communication than just the vocabulary. And lemon pie says he's been to that cathedral as well as Berlin. I loved Berlin. It was fun. And hello and welcome to our friend DJ Play Nice. In and out on my way, Canadian Spider-Man. I'll join the replay. Well, thank you. Awesome. And yeah, thanks for everyone for being here.
Hey, Gene.
Eugene perches on panels and then flutters off as a bird does. Oh, okay. Interesting. So let's throw up. How about a map of Germany? Oh, and you know what I do have? I will. Well, I'll get into. I did find some German marks. So I was first in Germany. I think in just in high school. I think it was grade 12. So I actually, before the European Union, I actually have German marks as well as some euros here.
That's
but
cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Some of the coins as well as one of the bills. But I love collecting money. And one of these days I want to do a travel show that's just maybe like half an hour or something. That's just on the money of all the different. We'll go through my money, the coins
There's the
and
title
paper
for your
collection.
show, Just on the Money.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks. Now let's see. Let's pull this up here. Is that the one I want? What's this one? Yeah.
Hello,
So
Suzanne in the chat. Hello. Sing hello while you pull
hello,
things up.
Suzanne. Oh yes, fantastic. Miskatonic Madman says, I haven't spoken German in about 25 years, so I'm a bit rusty. Give me 2 weeks of immersion. I suspect it'll all come back quickly. Yeah, I believe that too. Yep, I believe that too. I'd like to think so. So let's share screen. And let's throw that up there. All right. So that is a map of Germany, obviously. And today, I could have spent, honestly, months in Germany. Could have spent months there. But today, we're just going to go to the photos. I started on a train from Poland into Berlin. And so I've spent some time in Berlin. And then over to, I've got a friend whom I met in Thailand. And he lives in a small town just south of Frankfurt. So we went and spent overnight there with him, and then took a train ride from close to Frankfurt. Took a train ride right along the banks of the Rhine, and it follows the Rhine, and you can go right to Cologne or Kôln, as they spell it and pronounce it. And the train ride right along the Rhine it would be cool to be on a boat on the Rhine as well, but the train ride was so smooth and so comfortable and just fantastic. And so I enjoyed that as well. There's a lot of jokes that can be made about the trains in Germany, but we're not going to make those jokes here. Yeah, fantastic. Now, Jill and Tygerstripes, have you gone ahead? Have you seen the cathedral in Cologne? Have you seen photos of that?
I haven't, but
not as I recall. I mean,
okay.
I feel like I have, but because it's medieval, right?
It is, yeah. And at one time, it was the biggest structure in Europe, believe it or not. And it's just so impressive. So there's Germany right there, folks. There's England up on the left, and then France below. So if you're traveling, it was wonderful to travel through Germany from Poland into the Netherlands, into Amsterdam. It's very efficient. It's a common route. I want to go back and spend Christmas in Bavaria and Munich and see crazy King Ludwig's castle, Neuschwanstein, the one that I believe Cinderella's castle was made after. But that's another trip. And Germany, you could spend months and months and months and months and years, I'm sure.
So you went mostly to Berlin and Cologne?
That's right. Yeah. Berlin, and then a little bit of time south of Frankfurt, and then to Cologne. Yeah. And I could have spent so much time there, Jill. It's beautiful. And they do speak English. So language wasn't, and you know what? German is close enough to English that you can read some words or sound them out, and you can understand some words. And it's a beautiful place. It's got a lot of culture. So. And do you know the president of Germany, either one of you, or they don't have presidents, they have a chancellor.
Oh, yeah, she's a woman at the moment.
She
was. I don't know.
No, it's David Hasselhoff is the chancellor of Germany.
I got Hasselhoffed.
Yes, that's... that's a joke. That's a joke, folks. Yeah, it's not. It very well could be. Germany has had more than one chancellor. Merkel was one that comes to mind. But yeah,
that's the one that I had in mind.
Yeah, it's not David Hasselhoff, folks. That was a bit of a joke.
It says here that it's Olaf Scholz.
Oh, thanks, Jill.
You're welcome.
The Hoff. That's right, Miskatonic. You got it. And Eugene Bird, listen, you're going to blow my head up to extreme proportions, but thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really glad. You've been so supportive, Eugene Bird, and very vocal about your enthusiasm. And I do appreciate that, man. I really do. So do you have any idea? Now, he's got a flag. This is in Berlin. We got off the train in Berlin, coming from Krakow, actually, in southern Poland. Poland. So coming from Krakow up to Berlin, it was a nice, beautiful train ride. And do you know what this man is selling? And he's got you can see it in this photo. There's a pole. He's got the shoulder harness to support his stand. But if you look carefully, he's got like a broomstick right between his legs. It's hard to see. You can see it down by his foot, but it's like a broomstick supporting this little tray. So he's not holding it all himself, but it's such a cool little design. I've never seen that. Do you know what he's selling in Germany? Yes,
because it has a label. It says he's selling bratwursts.
Yes, exactly. Wow. And the shoulder straps and the little one-legged stool support broomstick I thought that was ingenious. But so of course we had to have bratwurst from the bratwurst guy. And the flag, he's got a little antenna up behind him that sticks off his back, off his backpack, and it's got the little bratwurst flag. So I thought that was so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
he's got his umbrella ready, and he's just all set.
That's
right.
something.
And they use commas instead of periods for the money.
Yeah. And you noticed as a theft prevention, they've removed the seat from that bicycle behind us. Europe has a thing for bicycle theft. They get off on it.
And he's got a spit screen, which is
pretty
hilarious.
Yeah, this was long before COVID.
A salad bar.
That's right. This was long before COVID. This would have been. I was there in 2007. It was, and had to stop and get Haagen-Dazs. We got the cones of Haagen-Dazs, and they put it in a cup, which when I asked for a cone, I thought I'd just get the cone, but they put it in a cup for some reason.
That's really nice. I wish everybody did that.
Oh yeah, me too.
With sherbet on top. So that's because you have to, if you go to Germany, you have to get Haagen-Dazs, and there's a Haagen-Dazs right in right near the train station where we were. Is it
better there?
It was. The milk was awesome. So this is my buddy, and so he was with me traveling through, and yeah, he's really excited about the ice cream, and yeah, so we had awesome ice cream.
Oh, before we get too far away from the bicycle, the Peter Venkman fan site says it seems to know a thing about bike theft, that it
Oh
doesn't help.
dear.
He's seen people ride without seats.
No, he's talking. Yes, I've seen those videos too on Pornhub. Yes, Peter Venkman. Yes, they are available. Not those kind of bicycles. Different altogether. Yes, and hello and hail and welcome. And hi, Lemon Pie. Tygerstripes, do you mind reading what our friend Lemon Pie has to say?
Sure, Lemon Pie says, I spent 1 day in Cologne, 1 in Berlin. Not much time, but I am glad I did.
Oh, 1 day is as a backpacker. Let me tell you, 1 day is better than none. Any time, and yeah, so it doesn't drip. I guess so. Yeah, and fantastic. Yeah, and glad you're here, Peter Venkman site, man. Peter Venkman is one of my all-time heroes. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. It's right behind me. I've got the Ghostbusters set right there. Peter Venkman's right there in the Ghostbusters set, right behind me. Love it. Ooh, thunder. Okay, could lose power. I'm in the countryside. We lose power easily here, and I just heard thunder. We'll see. They've been calling for it all week. Hopefully we get some rain.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, well, I know sometimes I disappear, Jill.
You do. You have a habit.
So I've got to give credit where credit is due. My fiance at the time took this photo. It was her and myself and my buddy, our buddy, traveling through this. Well, he wanted to go traveling, and he was going to go meet people, and he'd never gone really traveling before, and so he asked me to and her to go with him so that he wouldn't be going alone. And I had nothing else to do that summer, so I said sure. So we went. So do you recognize this at all? This is a pretty famous. This is a symbol of Europe, actually, and it's on some of the European money, on some of the euros on the coins. Do you recognize it?
I really want to, because it is famous, and it's probably Roman.
The gate. Yeah, the Brandenburg Gate.
Oh my God, it's the Brandenburg Gate.
Yeah,
incredible.
And Germany is all about the beer, so I'm holding it over my keyboard, which isn't smart. But here's a Pilsner, so which is a German style beer. Cheers to both of you, and cheers to Germany. They've gone through a lot of shit, and they've done okay for themselves.
Okay, so that's the bridge. What is the tower?
The Brandenburg Gate. Okay, yes, all right. So the tower in behind Tygerstripes. Do you have a guess as to what that is?
No.
I just researched it today because I had forgotten. If we're being honest.
I mean, it's interesting the way it looks like a space needle with that big silver ball. Is it some sort of commemorative thing for the Berlin Wall?
It's related. It was built in the 60s. It's called the television. The television antenna is basically what it's known as, the television tower, and it was built by East Berlin as a symbol of communist power and modern technology back in the 60s. So yeah, wow. it's the East Berlin television tower.
It's very 60s.
It is, and yes, Brandenburg Gate, exactly, Miskatonic Madman. And I've got maybe 80 photos, so it's not so much. And Oktoberfest, Lemon. Oh, Munich. I would love to go to Oktoberfest in Munich. I'd like to arrive like 2 weeks early in Munich and see Munich before Oktoberfest, and then finish
for the rush.
Yeah. Have you had any desire to spend Oktoberfest in Munich, either one of you, or Christmas in Bavaria, or is that just me being a romantic?
If I had somebody to travel with, sure. I mean, that would be interesting. Spending Christmas away from home is kind of tough.
Well, Parties
Yeah.
are fun, but I might actually, beer-wise, I would want to visit the places that make them. Maybe the beer gardens.
Nope.
Sure.
Nope.
We
Yes.
have a lot of German towns here in Texas that were founded
we
by
do.
Germans, and they do a big Oktoberfest there. And yet somehow I've never been to an Oktoberfest.
That is a really good point. I just went to a water park this summer, and it is called Schlitterbahn. So
OMG,
That's
you went to the
awesome.
Schlitterbahn and you didn't tell me? Jill, I've always wanted to go. I could have met you there. You're
What?
killing
really,
me.
oh, I'm so
I've
sorry. Well, I'll
always
let
wanted
you know.
to go to the Schlitterbahn.
You're making that word up, both of you. You're pulling
No, the
the wool over
Schlitterbahn
on
is
me.
very much a very real thing.
It's the hottest, coolest time in Texas.
That's fantastic.
Well-
when does it take place? What is it?
It's like a water park, you know, for
Yeah,
swimming
I love
and
water
tubing
parks.
and sliding, and it's
Yes.
huge, and it's all along a natural river, so it's, you know, actual, you know, I don't know how to. I mean, I've never been. I've only
Exactly.
seen-
That no, you described
Jill's
it
the one to
perfectly.
talk about it.
Lemon
No,
Pie
but
has
you-
been
you
to
have- you're exactly
Schlitterbahn.
right. I got all different kinds of slides and tubing and everything. Or you could just go tubing on the river.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
The Schlitterbahn, man.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
will say
guess.
that somebody last, I think it was a year ago, it might have been 2 years ago, somebody at the Schlitterbahn caught the brain-eating amoeba, which we have here in Texas.
The brain-eating
putting that
amoeba.
out there. Oh, yes.
That's terrifying. I
It
didn't know we had
is.
that.
That's why I haven't been to the Schlitterbahn.
I didn't know that was a thing that existed. Thank
Oh,
you
it's
very much,
very much a thing
Tygerstripes.
that
Son
exists.
of
So
a...
we also have the flesh-eating bacteria here in Texas.
So here's me and my buddy, and
I eat
Hey.
oysters too, so I'm fine.
In front
That's
of a
a tank in the
Panzer. That's a
background.
Panzer, right?
yeah, Berlin just has
Berlin.
random tanks lying around. I love Berlin. I really enjoyed Berlin, and it was clean and bright and modern and efficient and not that expensive. I don't know what it is now, but it wasn't that expensive. And check this out on the traffic lights. There's one
Wow.
just for bicycles.
That's pretty cool. I can't believe we don't have that here in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
all about the non-existent bicyclist. We've got
Mhm.
more room for bicycles in this town than anywhere else in the entire frickin' world, and nobody bicycles here. It's too hot.
Jill, do you
They
mind reading
do. They
this?
use the sidewalks like normal people. Lemon Pie says Munich is called Munchen by the Germans. Is that right?
Probably Munchen.
Sure.
Munchen.
Munchen.
Try to make that dirty, Peter. Okay, see, I totally ruined your joke, Lemon Pie. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I don't get it.
don't get it.
I don't. Yeah.
Sounds like
That's-
a Family Guy quote.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, totally a Family Guy. Yeah, and ooh, Lemon Pie says, Eugene, I wasn't there for that, but I did go to the famous beer house. Nice. I would very much like to go to the beer house.
I would actually probably prefer that.
Hi again. Yes. Okay. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate the chat participation. The chat participation is always so good. And while I have that here, the Brandenburg Gate, I'm going to make myself big just for a second because I will show you what I was talking about. Now, here's German money. Here is, where is it? Right there. Okay, there is a €1, which is what Germany uses now for their coins. And man, that camera is, there it is. It's sort of picking it up. There's a €1 coin there now. And their 10-cent coin has a picture, and hopefully it can focus it, of, yes, it does, the Brandenburg Gate. So that is the Brandenburg Gate on the 10-cent coin of the modern euros, which is what they're using for currency in Germany right now. And there are some Roman aqueducts. And then that looks like the the Arc de Triomphe in France. But yeah, there's euros. So that's what Germany is using for money now. Yes, were you able to see the Brandenburg Gate on the 10-cent?
Yes,
Yes.
we were able to see that a lot
Mhm.
clearer than the first money that you showed us.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome. So it is an iconic symbol. The Brandenburg Gate is an iconic symbol of Europe. I would absolutely say.
It's a
One
beautiful
of
photo.
yeah, I thought so. That's mine, and
We're getting
that
it from
one.
the side with the light coming in and hitting the inside of the arches. That's quite nice.
You can see more of the depth with that one.
I'd taken a lot of photos at this point in my travels in my life. So, and this is just downtown Berlin, and they just had a big open square in downtown, surrounded by the buildings, and with lots of places to sit down and enjoy some food. And there was live music there, and above us, there was this huge constructed. It's a video. It's not a video screen. It's all lit up. It's like a skeleton of lights and steel scaffolding, and it shaped a dome overhead over top of this square, and it was phenomenal. And I've got some photos later on in the evening. We came back to here, and we've got it lit up at night, and it's just phenomenal.
That is so new wave.
It is, and Berlin seemed to really care about giving to its citizens, I guess, like giving things to its population to do and look at. And so this is the cathedral. This is the Berlin Cathedral that I believe Lemon Pie was talking about.
Ooh, it's copper domes.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Popular in Canada. A lot of our parliament buildings, if not all of them, are done that way.
Oh.
Yeah, because we just have that much money to throw around, I guess.
That's a very particular style of architecture, too. I think it's called Palladian. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
West Kegel. There you go, sir. Thank you. That is a T-34 tank. Thank you, West Kegel.
So not a Panzer.
Not a
wrong,
Panzer.
But that's all right.
T-34.
It's good to really know what it really is.
I know.
Did you visit inside the cathedral?
I did go inside this cathedral. Did I take pictures? I forget. There you go.
I guess. Yeah, then I guess we'll find out.
Nice.
Oh, look what Suzanne says.
I know she's been to her share of Oktoberfest. Is that what you're?
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. And with me on the what? On the I'm an underwater swimmer, Peter Venkman fan site says. Yes, well, scuba diver, yeah. I prefer to sink, but you do have to swim a little bit when you're diving.
Maybe just snorkeling.
West Kegel's someone, maybe I should have sent the link to you, my friend. You know all about Germany.
Yeah.
So this is the beautiful cathedral. And honestly, I thought this was more impressive than the Reichstag building. Their seat of government, to be honest. Just gorgeous cathedral. And again, I'm not religious, but I do appreciate the architecture. Just gorgeous architecture. And the water fountains. And I don't know if
history.
You can... The water fountain behind me, Jill and Tygerstripes, it's not flat. Can you see? It's welded. It's a welded metal structure, plating that's on. It's 3D. And it rises up about 12 inches off the ground. So it's a very cool water fountain.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad that cathedral's lasted all these years.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I think they do a lot of renovations on it because it's a big tourist attraction.
It's been through wars and everything.
And and it survived. And I had to look this up, and I should know this, but I didn't know the name of the river that flows through Berlin. And it starts with an S. Do either of you have a guess of the river that flows through Berlin, starting with an S?
I should know. I should just know.
That's what I thought too, and I didn't. I had to look it up. It's the Spree.
Wow.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. The Spree,
Me
the Spree
neither.
River.
No, I just
Westgate
didn't
knew
know
it.
that.
And Spree River cruises are really popular. So you know how they do the Seine in Paris, where they'll take like a similar style boat and tour. They cruise the Seine in Paris and also the Thames in London, and they do the same in the Spree. And I didn't get a chance, but boy, it looked great. It looked fun. Do you mind reading this Tygerstripes from our friend Peter?
Our bike lanes are basically close to the sidewalk and is pretty much the bus lane.
Ugh. Sounds like a dangerous combination. And hello, Matt G. Hi, Taylor Swift, greater than. Hello
Hi,
and
Matt G.
welcome. Good to have you here. We're just looking at Berlin and the many ways you can explore Berlin. Bicycles were popular. And so were museums. Berlin has great museums. And this is the Altes, A-L-T-E-S, Altes Museum. And on top, it's a copper statue of a dude training his horse, which I thought was very cool. So I took a photo of it. But there's another very famous museum in Berlin, and I didn't have time to, I only had time to go to one. And I don't know if you've heard of the Pergamon Museum in Berlin. The Pergamon Museum is just incredible.
Is it art or antiquities or?
Antiquities. Like
Good.
this, for example, Egyptian antiquities.
Ooh,
And you know what? Here, let me stop that and present. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the museum, folks. So yeah, that the Pergamon Museum has antiquities. The outside is gorgeous. It's just a fantastic museum. So that was the only one I had time to see in Berlin, and I'm glad I chose that one. It was fantastic. And so yeah, I've got a few. I won't bore you with too much of a museum, folks. Don't worry.
oh no, that's never boring.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's not even boring. Are you kidding?
Oh, Jill, it's not your fault. I executed the joke imperfectly, says Lemon.
Sometimes I'll sit there and read everything in a museum almost. Or not sit, obviously. Look.
And what do you think? Do either of you have an opinion on this?
That is a really interesting question. I gotta say, I really don't have that much of an opinion on European Union.
The question is, the Germans should have never given up the Deutch Mark? I don't know.
When these European countries joined the Union, they gave up their own monies.
Correct.
Their own denominations, and they just had to adopt the euro. And I don't know that much more about it, I'm afraid.
Yes. And I have German friends that really, they feel that Germany is the strongest part of the European Union, and so that maybe they're being held back by everyone else. So, and the switching over to the euro, yeah, they feel they should have held on to the Deutsch Mark. So I think there are Germans that share your sentiment, and I'll show you if you don't mind. I'll make myself big and I'll show you Deutsch Marks. So I showed you the euros, which Germany is using now, but I'll show you some old Deutsch Marks, and it's been a long time since Germany has used these, so you can't find these too much around nowadays, but I do have some. So let me get rid of that. So there is the Deutsch Mark bill, the 10 Deutsch Mark bill.
Is that Goethe?
And it says right up there, Deutsch Mark. I'm not sure who that person is.
You saying that you've been to Germany twice?
Uh, yes, at least. Yeah, once in the early 90s, which is when I got this, we went to Switzerland, Italy. Oh, you should tell us who that is. Carl Friedrich Gaub. Gaub. Carl Friedrich Gaub. And it's got some mathematics.
Is he
See
the person
this?
who invented
What's
the
this curve?
astrolabe? Because there's an astrolabe on the back, right?
See that? That's a mathematic curve.
Oh, well, Jill, you speak up to that.
That's a mathematic curve. And what did you call this on the back?
An astrolabe?
Wow.
I
Okay.
could really be wrong.
So, any Germans in the chat, if you know what that is, and I don't know what the hell that is over here. It's part of the watermarking. What is that? Is that a... Oh, it's a map. Okay, that's a really complex map that is really too small to...
Eugene Bird says that curve is the Gaussian distribution.
Ooh.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's extremely cool.
Oh, wow. Okay, we're... The Gaussian distribution. Okay, interesting. So that's a Deutsch Mark, the bill, the 10, and here I'll show you. I've got coins.
For me,
too.
I was just gonna say it's that curve I learned in statistics.
I took
Yeah, that's what he's saying there.
I forgot all about it. So guess there's an animal that's a symbol on the German coins, on a lot of them. And do you know what that animal is as Americans?
Gotta be a bear.
As Americans, what animal is on here?
There an eagle?
Ah.
Yeah, there is. That is a Deutschmark, folks. What's the date on that?
1990?
90. Yeah. Oh, good eye, Tygerstripes. Yeah.
I have no idea how I saw that.
1990. So there's a Deutschmark. There's one side, and it's a nice thick coin. It's a nice thick coin. The edges are knurled, and that is a 5 Deutschmark coin. And I wish
you got to knurl them edges.
Mm-hmm. Well, to grip, and if you don't, in the old days,
people shave them.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Wow, someone's up on her history. Very good. And I don't know who this dude is, but he's on one of their coins. He almost looks like a monkey man. And then the single Deutschmark. I've got a bunch of single Deutschmarks. This might show up better. It's got some dirt ground into it. But there's a single Deutschmark. Oh yeah, you can't hear the thunder, can you? But the thunder is a thundering out there. And there's the eagle. That seems to be a good distance.
It's great. You saved all those coins. And JPRPH1 is here, just passing through to leave a like. Have a good stream.
There we go. I love collecting coins and money and stamps, Jill. And I'll exit solo layout. There we go. Love it. Absolutely. It tells you a lot about a culture by the images that they put on their currency. It's really important. And Jill, do you mind reading this from our friend West?
And may I read it as it is written?
Yes, of course.
The Nazis love to put eagles on everything as well as the Prussians and the rulers of the HRE. Seems it's a German thing. That I was thinking about that. The SS used eagles too.
Yep. And yeah. Hi, folks. Oh, yes. Excellent. Thank you for being here, John. Thank you for dropping in and saying hello. And yeah, right. Houston statistics. Okay. AKA the normal curve. And West Kegel, I was going to say it looks like a sextant. So, Tiger, is that a variant of the sextant?
Oh, I'm deuced if I know. I mean, a sextant, I think, is really used for... Jill should probably answer that one. In a form
navigation?
For navigation at sea,
no, I think
using
the
stars.
astrolabe is used for navigation.
Very
early,
okay.
but the sextant is really used to square footage and do calculations and.
Oh. So, okay. And Tygerstripes, do you mind reading this from our friend Wes Cagle? And a lot of people might agree with that.
They didn't have to give up their currency. The UK kept the pound. Did they? The Germans gave up the Deutsche Mark as the condition for the French signing off on German reunification. Interesting. Is that true? Oh,
Wow. Maybe.
If it was the device that you use for math, I think those are called confusingly a compass.
Yes. I don't understand why the French would have issues with the Germans reunifying, other than I think they were concerned that once they were back together that they would flex their muscles again.
And they have to some extent, but I think they're having trouble finding their rhythm together, perhaps. It's hard to say. Eastern Germany was pretty poor. They were a lot more poor than I think they let on. They were devastated.
Yeah, because they were essentially the part of the USSR, and what does the USSR care about Germany? They're so far away from Russia.
Exactly.
So they probably just kind of hung them out to dry. While still insisting that they not cross the border and that they kowtow.
The Pergamon Museum, definitely antiquities, and just their Egyptian collection.
Who's this? Do you remember?
This
I have no idea.
Nefertiti.
Is it?
I went as her for Halloween when I was a kid, when I was learning about Egypt as in school.
That's awesome, Jill.
But everybody thought I was Cleopatra.
Yeah.
That is, what are the coincidences? What are the chances that, because I would have just said, yeah, Cleopatra, although it doesn't fit the Cleopatra image. And yeah, more like a lot of excellent Egyptian, archaeological exhibits to look at, just incredible and large scale. The Pergamon Museum, everything in it is large scale. Just large. Man, I need to go do some sit-ups. Damn.
Ooh, Look at that keister.
Nice. I did sit-ups today. I did. I put an 11-pound weight above my head and I did 50. So that's better than a kick in the bum.
Do your sit-ups without the weight. Get your sit-ups going without the weight. You don't have
I like the weight. It builds muscle.
Oh, you must do what you feel is best.
Yeah.
Just don't hurt yourself.
Well, you're not. I spent time with a Quebec snowboarder my first year in Whistler at the ski resort, and he used to say every season he'd get hurt, and he says, well, if I don't get hurt, then I'm not pushing myself hard enough.
That doesn't sound right.
Do not subscribe to that philosophy.
There's a lot of people in Whistler ski resort that just subscribe to that exact. This was life size. I don't know how long that took him to make, but wow. Wow. And a Hasselhoff currency. You know what? He probably is on a stamp of theirs. I'm not surprised. Navigation. Yeah. Sextant talk. Yeah. Lemon pie. We have Lemon pie's attention now talking about sextants. Measures the angle to the star to give you your latitude. Oh, okay. But not longitude.
Oh,
interesting. Interesting. Huh. I have a friend who owns one in the East Coast and knows he's a sailor, and I'd love to get him to show me how to use it one day.
You can get the longitude too from it, and if you can get one, you can get the other.
We hold it upside down, maybe.
I don't know how to use one either.
I've got a friend, and he's in it. He's turned 80 this year. Shout out to Merle. I should go learn how to use the sextant from him because he's.
Yes.
I stopped after the protractor.
Lions was a thing.
Roman lions.
Absolutely, and
they loved. They weren't really their lions, but there's nothing like a lion in the Colosseum to really make for a great afternoon.
And it was entertaining. And do I have? Ooh, I do. I wonder. I have a video let me just see if I can pull that up. I have a video. I do. Of that. Do you know this is part of what's called the Ishtar Gate, and it's in the Pergamon Museum in Berlin, and it was one of the gates of one of the ancient gates of Babylon, the Ishtar Gate, and this is part of it. And I've got a. It was full on, full size, full scale. So we're still in the museum here, and I'll show you just a quick video. It's not very long. Of the
It's amazing
Ishtar,
that all this stuff was saved. I'm so glad that it's here
and transported to Germany. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the video here, and hopefully the volume comes through. Oh, there was no volume for this, right? I had to. It wouldn't upload. I had to ditch the volume, so there's no audio track.
Man, the size on that is just incredible.
The scale is just
What's
massive.
What's it called again? The what gate?
The Ishtar, like
the Ishtar Gate. Yeah.
Apparently, the worst movie out of the '80s was Ishtar.
I haven't seen it, but I bet it's not that bad.
I haven't seen it.
Where did they ship it from?
Babylon, I guess.
Yeah.
Like tile by tile. It's incredible.
That is incredible.
Yeah. And there's the lion there, and those were big lions. Yeah, they had a thing for lions there at that museum. Moving on.
Yeah.
And I liked Berlin. So any town, any city that has fancy manhole covers, that they invest a lot in their infrastructure, and that's an image. That's a cast iron manhole cover with an image of the communist 1960s television antenna, media antenna, and just fantastic. Fancy manhole covers. I'm impressed. And this scene, they have excellent bicycle lanes, but you can also carry your toddler in a wagon and sort of do a version of Bring Out Your Dead.
Oh my gosh!
Like, I don't know if you can see the little fella, but he's asleep.
Baby.
Yeah, he's got a red
bottle. I think he's
he's got the bottle.
That's
bottle.
him.
Yeah, that's okay in Germany. There's
they do that here in Texas too.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, the Brandenburg Gate, and just incredible. That
really is something.
And it hasn't been robbed or stolen. That's a lot of bronze up there.
The only thing that kept it safe was being so high.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean that's from the ground. I mean that's massive. And hello, Ray Lucard, Babylon, modern day Iraq. Hello.
Interesting.
And welcome, Ray Lucard. Ooh. And mariners couldn't use a sextant for longitude until clocks were invented around 1600. Longitude requires an accurate clock. Interesting. And yes, West Germany did take a huge economic hit when they reunified with the East. Because, they were operating at a 9 or an 8 on their economy. The East was operating at a 3. The average of those is about 3.75. So that's not awesome. 4. Yeah, I try to. It's not often, Eugene. I try to. Fantastic. Oh, Jill, do you mind reading this from our friend Wes Cagle?
Yes. The headpiece, well, I don't mind. The headpiece is a giveaway to tell that it isn't Cleopatra. Nefertiti was from the 18th dynasty. Her rule was around 1300 BC, while Cleopatra was from the Ptolemy dynasty. Her rule was about 40 BC. Yes, that's why when I was a kid, it annoyed me that people didn't get which one I was, because they were from wildly different time periods.
Excellent pronunciation on a difficult word. And yeah, that's fantastic, West Kegel.
Ptolemy. Well, I only know Ptolemy because he taught that the universe was Earth centric. Like he fought for Earth centric universe,
Uh-huh.
which was not correct, obviously.
And do you recognize that building? The German seat of power.
You're have to
Reichstag?
plus.
Yeah, the Reichstag. And it looks better than I got a postcard. This is the Reichstag in when was this? Oh yeah, that it's not so good times. This is a postcard of the Reichstag when it was after it had been bombed. That's an actual photo of the Reichstag. It wasn't doing so good back then. And I've got another one of the area, the overall area. And they bombed the crap. There's the Brandenburg Gate. You can see right there. And they bombed the crap out of everything all around it.
I wonder if they worked to preserve the Brandenburg Gate from the bombing. I wonder if they were aware of the historicity.
I wonder.
You got to wonder, because it would have been just as easy to flatten that as anything else.
Yeah, it's well, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't. But yeah, this is the Reichstag. And now, do you see the dome on top? It's clear glass with a metal frame, and there's a spiral staircase that goes around the inside of the dome.
Crazy.
Undercover from the weather. And you can do a tour. It's a very expensive tour, but you can do a tour and go around the inside of that dome and see the Reichstag from up above, and it's amazing. Interesting, West Kegel. Ptolemy was a Greek, not an Egyptian. I'll be darned. And here's a trivia question for you all. Who's the deity on top of the Brandenburg Gate?
I'm going to guess it's a sun god, like Helios.
Ooh.
Or Apollo.
Ooh.
Because of all the horses.
That would have been my guess. Right.
I didn't. I had no idea. I looked it up. I cheated. It is Victoria, the goddess of victory.
Oh my goodness! I'm all wrong then.
I thought it was Apollo.
I see breast there
with the horses. Okay.
Victoria.
Thanks, Jill.
Welcome.
That is awesome.
You had a better guess than my non-guess.
It's still wrong.
It does look like the Doomcock eagle, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, kind of does.
It does, except
it's not a rooster.
It's not a rooster because it's not a cock. Exactly. And yeah, you guys know it, actually. Fantastic. And Apollo would have been my guess too. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, gorgeous architecture in Berlin. Just gorgeous architecture. So there's the Reichstag.
Wow.
And inside, okay, so do you remember the square that I was telling you about? That they had the lighting and the framework above this outdoor square, and it lights up at night. And so this is it. And just a communal public square.
Wow.
Just lit up. Very artistic. Yeah, Berlin, some gorgeous buildings. Just gorgeous at night.
And they keep them all lit up like that at night too?
Yep.
So, because that's inefficient energy-wise.
I know.
Very beautiful.
LED. And this is part of the Berlin Wall.
Ooh.
And they keep various sections of it up and intact. And there it says, that's German for Berlin Wall. It says Berliner Mauer, 1961. 1961 to 1989. Ooh, wow, it's pouring rain out there now. Cool, we need the rain. Good. Yeah, so 1989. I was actually in Europe. I was over in France when this, just after this had happened. Yeah. Do you remember when the wall came down, Tygerstripes, in 1989?
Yeah, sure. Everybody remembers that when they started taking the sledgehammers to it, and I I don't know how long after Reagan's statement that it happened, but it was also spontaneous. It certainly wasn't something that was approved by the government. It was like just the people all of a sudden decided time to go,
Yep, that's right.
and
Yeah.
and happily nobody shot them, nobody stopped them, but it was
And
just
this wall,
amazing.
it's pretty formidable. Like you wouldn't be able to drive a car through that.
Hmm.
And it looks like there's two little posts where they can anchor it into the ground too. But yeah, here's that. So there's all kinds of photos with English and German beside it, where it tells you about different incidents that took place there in Berlin at the wall. It's fantastic history, just
Got a
gorgeous.
museum just outside. Wow.
Yeah.
I was in preschool, so I don't exactly, but I hear about it in history and stuff.
Do you remember any of the imagery of people on walls with sledgehammers, Jill?
And yeah, from history, yeah, I can. I didn't see it on TV. I think
Okay.
I was probably watching Tom and Jerry.
Ah, yes. Okay. Where are we in the chat? It was on TV. It was televised. It was one of the very first things that was live televised, like big world events in that I can remember. So I would have been 89. So I would have been 17. I would have been 17. So yeah, I remembered it clearly.
You're too young to remember. They actually had the Vietnam War on television every night.
Was it live though?
Not live, no.
Oh,
But
they did. You're right, and I thought of that, but I checked myself because Vietnam, they had footage that had from like the day before, but this
yeah,
was live, if I recall.
Lemon Pie got a piece of the wall.
That is awesome.
Woo.
That is fantastic. My rating 1 to 10 on Germany. Oh, it's just based on Berlin and Cologne. That's not fair to Munich and all those other places. But
Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf, exactly. I'd give it a solid 7 or 8. I'd give it a solid 7 or 8, and that's without spending Christmas in Bavaria or going to Oktoberfest. Yeah, a solid. I mean, you're talking equal to. You're, I don't know it as well as I know Spain, but you're talking equal to France. But again, I don't know France as well as I'd like to either. I enjoyed it a lot.
How did you travel around Germany?
I'd love to. I'd love to go there. I had a plan in 2019. I was going to spend Christmas in Bavaria and travel all around Germany and Poland and Ukraine, believe it or not, and that went to hell.
I meant, did you use public transportation or did you rent a car?
Oh no, yeah, public transportation, yeah, trains and buses, and mostly trains, and through the streets, a lot of walking, and but they did have little. They had a monorail that I didn't go on, but it looked very convenient, and but mostly walking. I love walking through cities and towns, but a lot of buses and trains. Germany won the World Cup right after that in 1991, and I got a piece of the concrete. Nice, Eugene Bird. That's excellent. Fantastic. And would you mind reading this, Tygerstripes, if you can see that?
Sure. I remember, Wes Cagle says, I remember watching the wall come down on TV. Also remember watching the Tiananmen Square massacre unfold that same year,
Right.
1989. That's
Yes.
funny. I was making that connection myself between the wall and Tiananmen Square, and it's hard to believe they happened both in the same year.
It's
like,
good point.
destroying the wall sort of inspired something in the Chinese, and then it went the other way.
Yeah.
Which is, what happens.
Yep.
When you're in a communist country.
Yep. And here is more of the Pergamon Museum. Yeah, that one was supposed to be with the other photos. I missed that one. It's not part of the wall, folks. This is part of the wall, though. The Berliners went to town on the wall with any kind of hammer or stick or weapon or crowbar that they could find. They beat the crap out of that wall. A lot of pent up emotion. But I love how they have the museum on the street so that you can go up anytime, day or night. These placards are all lit up at night in an area that is well traveled, and you can go and study history right there, right where it happened on the street.
That is pretty great that it's that accessible. And how are people nice in Germany?
They were. Yeah, they really were. They were they were generous, and they really liked having a good time. They love their food and drink. It's kind of like the Spanish, actually. Here's another. I thought a piece of the wall in front of the modern building was kind of an interesting contrast.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a nice juxtaposition. So how were they generous?
With their, I don't know how many different beers I got bought. And just with their, excuse me. With their, my friend wouldn't take any money for the dinners that he took out, and he was not that good of a friend, but just the people in general, generous with their food and drink. Any opportunity they had to give it.
That is incredible. They gave you drinks without expecting a date.
Yeah, right. And they loved Canadians, and I was happy, and I think they have a special place with America too. I think they've got a special relationship with America. I think they kind of admire America a little bit because you handed them their ass, right, with help from us.
It wasn't easy.
No. Here's the Berlin Wall.
Band of Brothers. My brother had me watch Band of Brothers. Mm-hmm. And when you watch that show, you kind of realize how everything was right on the edge of the knife in terms of who won and who lost and what made the difference.
Is that one of the sand people looking through the crack?
Agreed.
I think it is.
I just noticed that now. Yeah. And that is I believe that is a full moon. I did try to capture the full moon. That is not a light.
That's beautiful.
I've got a video, actually, excuse me, of this very scene. So after I took this photo, I took a short video. So if you don't mind, here's a short video of the Berlin Wall at night. And there's no sound, but it'll give you an image.
In Berlin, and here's a huge part of the actual Berlin Wall. Still there, intact. In bad shape, but it's still there.
Okay, surprise, there was sound.
Yes.
And narration, wonderful.
Yeah, so I thought that was a pretty... Yeah, there's the Berlin Wall, folks. And yeah, Berliner Mauer, 1961 to 1989. And again, I like their quirky little walk signs. This is like they just had a happy little walking person, man, woman. I thought it was just very happy.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm. And what else do we have here?
Did you see any castles? Are we going to get to any castles?
I saw that comment, and I did not get a chance to go to Munich and see the castles. And where? I did see
that. Where they are? I was just randomly.
Yeah, I think a lot of them were.
So.
We're down south.
Okay. Okay.
I did not that I saw. I did see that comment but I missed it. Did you see the comment in the chat, Jill? Is that what
No,
you're?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I was just trying to think of things that I knew about Germany, but I didn't know where the castles were. They're in Munich. Now I know.
I'm sure I saw that in the chat, but I didn't get a chance to highlight it. Ooh, here, Eugene Bird says, "What country does Antiderivative Jill and Tygerstripes want to most visit?"
This is the easy answer because we just talked about it. I was really sold on Peru. I always wanted to go see Machu Picchu. And as soon as my daughter's old enough to hike, maybe we'll go.
Nice. How about yourself, Tygerstripes?
I really am yearning to go to the UK because a lot of my personal ancestry is from the UK, and I've always wanted to go.
And German sports cars, German cars in general, German engineering. I couldn't do a show on Germany without German engineering. And this is an old Mercedes-Benz, I believe, that they used to race like 100 miles an hour around tracks in this. Crazy. Montauk, das is good. Yeah, it is good. German werewolves. Yeah, they're probably out there. No, I didn't run into any. Okay.
Was that an automobile museum or just a place that happened to have a couple of cars?
It was a showroom. Just walking along and happened to see them. Just a place that happened to have them. And this guy is, he was very prominent, right not too far from the giant communications tower and the downtown. This is Frederick the Great, and he was a really important person in Prussian history. Ooh, that was a big blast of thunder. But yeah, that's Frederick the Great.
We heard that one.
You heard that?
We did.
Someone's got a siren.
It's me. They're all in the area. I don't know what's going on, but making a big racket out there.
Probably chasing illegal immigrants. Oh no, they don't do that.
I don't know about that.
Okay, so here's the cathedral, the Berlin Cathedral, and the communications tower, and that's how close they are together. And then the statue of Frederick the Great, and they call him Old Fred in German in Berlin there. But yeah, there's the communications tower, the great symbol of communist power. Here's another fantastic symbol of Berlin was the train station in Berlin. And so we hopped on a train and caught the train from Berlin to my buddy's place in Frankfurt. And Bombardier helped build the building and the train. And I thought that was cool because maybe both of you are not aware, but Bombardier is a French-Canadian company, a very popular French-Canadian company. Wow, that was big lightning. That's going to be loud. Have you heard of Bombardier? They built snowmobiles.
I have not. But I guess that makes sense because there's no snow here.
Yeah, I guess so. And wasn't too happy about the square. For some reason, ABC decided to air it in the middle of their cartoon block, West Kegel. Well, no, that would upset any kid. Yeah, of course. And so the trains are
close to my age.
Very efficient, very convenient. You can read the schedule in English. They will not wait for you, though, when they take off. So I was trying to get a picture of the pepperoni that I bought right on the platform. And the guy in the background thought that I was trying to get his attention and bribe him with pepperoni for some reason. There was a miscommunication there, but delicious train food.
He thought you wanted to treat him like a dog.
I guess.
He does have a face on about it.
The lesson from this is unlike a lot of Asia where you can buy food on the train and on the bus because everyone wants to sell you something to make a buck. On Germany, I learned that you had to take a lot of the time, you had to take food with you and be prepared because there wouldn't always be food there. And it was a good place to keep a journal.
That's very
Beautiful,
stylish.
comfortable, relaxing trains. So all the way to Frankfurt. It was a couple hours. German girls, very fun and just happy. Very
Look at those
especially
apple cheeks.
and the one in the back. Do you see the one in the back in particular?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very German-looking girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were fun and very. They wanted to practice English, and so we chatted with them for a while.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
and here's German countryside.
Ooh, horsies.
Mm-hmm.
Palominos, I think.
And yeah, it's beautiful once you get outside of the cities. Germany has some beautiful landscapes.
Mm.
And Jill, do you mind reading this from our friend Wes Cagle?
As for the Americans, the Germans liked Americans because for the first time in European history, a country got utterly beat, and the victor didn't totally subjugate them. Same with Japan. Oh, okay.
True.
Okay, so they're cool with us because even though we beat them to a pulp, we didn't put them under our thumbs. So
well, that's why Germany was pissed off after World War I. That's kind of what led to World War II, is my understanding. It was their treatment after getting beat in World War I. They were resentful, and it wasn't. So I guess, we learned to treat them a little better after World War II. Eh? Yeah, I guess
That makes
so.
sense.
I felt no resentment as someone that gets identified as an American everywhere he goes because he sounds like an American to everybody that's not Canadian or American. As someone that is easily identified as an American, I can tell you there was no resentment that I could detect at all in either Germany or Japan, for that matter. So I guess you guys handled the winning side handled it correctly. Ooh, Germany is a land of chocolate. I didn't eat enough chocolate. I should have eaten more.
because they didn't understand chocolate at first, they just used it for medicine, and then they figured it out. And then it started showing up in coffee houses.
Oh, right. Huh. So this is a buddy of mine, Fabi. Shout out to Fabi on the table across from me there on the right-hand side. He's half Thai and half German. I met him in Thailand, actually, traveling with a bunch of backpackers. And then we kept in touch. And so when I was traveling through Germany, I met up with him again. Speaks fluent Thai, English, and German.
Oh,
and
impressive.
And he took us to a fantastic typical German restaurant. He lives in a town south of Frankfurt called Darmstadt. And it's the Braustub is the chain, and the meal was pretty much beer and meat. The Braustub.
Oh, but look at all that bread, the lovely pretzel.
Oh my!
Ooh,
And I took a video of the meal. Do you want to see it?
Oh yes, please. You're also cute, by the way. I have to say.
We tried.
It's not politically correct, but you're also super cute.
I was thinking that, Tygerstripes.
Yeah, I'm glad Jill joined me. Don't let me just be alone, the sole voice on masculine beauty.
Let's
use our feminine eye.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Fabi's over 6 feet. He's around 6 feet tall too. So. Oh yeah, they can you all hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, but not the video.
No, I had the sound wouldn't upload, but I had to kill the sound. But yeah, meat intensive. There's the bratwurst, the beers. They make their own beer. This is a brew house. The pretzels. There's the giant copper kettle. They make their own beer here, and
wow,
and
that's intense.
Ausgezeichnet.
Yeah, I'll do it again. There it is. There's the name. The Braustub, that's the name of the beer, and the brew house, and the pub. It's all in one, and so yeah, we're enjoying it. And there he said the name, and it was just so much meat. Like there's no vegetables there.
Schnitzel on the right.
Yeah,
and
there's
ham
no vegetables
on the left, and
it was
beef
Fabi,
in the middle.
Fabi ordered. He did all the ordering for us. My buddy and I just
wonderful.
trusted Fabi, and he wouldn't let us pay a dime.
Oh,
And
what a mensch.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
incredible.
I know.
Yes, that's right. When you meet somebody who is local or who knows the place, you do trust them. That is the best way.
100%. Yeah, that was a lot. And I will. Ooh, what I can show you just quickly here is there. It is. There is the. There's the location right there, just south of Frankfurt. And yeah, Braustub, and just delicious. It was so good. I can't recommend. They were, and it wasn't crowded. It was not crowded. So yeah, that was fun.
Do you remember what your favorite German dish was?
Anywho.
Spidey, can you hear me?
Yes.
He's thinking. So
Yes.
his eyes
Hello.
are going up and to the side. That means he's thinking about your question.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he heard it.
See, he's remembering.
No, the bratwurst. The bratwurst.
Really? Just a sausage? Come on.
Yep. No, and the pretzels.
Men
The
and their
giant
sausages.
soft baked pretzels and the sauce. That sausage and pretzel together, Tygerstripes. Lemon pie knows what I mean. Can you read that? All right. Do you mind reading this? As sarcastic a voice as you want to, or
Oh, no, I'll just read it straight. Lemon Pie says, "Does eating a lot of pretzels and sausage is what requires later hosen that will expand. Later hosen do not expand; they are made of leather, so leather don't expand."
No, I thought they were the stretchy. Oh, okay.
I think that's why they're called lederhosen because
they're leather.
They are
right.
pants of leather.
Yeah. Now, anyone that knows Fabi, if you spot Fabi, I've lost contact with him, so I stayed over at his place. I think I know where his house is, but anyone that knows Fabi,
can't find him on the internet just by his name. I mean,
well, I haven't tried that. I haven't
it's
had
not that
time.
hard.
I haven't had time.
Did you try any desserts besides pretzels?
Ooh, are you joking? There was no room for.
Ice cream.
There was no dessert. That.
Okay.
But you didn't have dessert for breakfast or something? You didn't have a strudel or a Danish or...
Oh, God. After this, no. I mean, that's one plate.
No, I meant like on a different day.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
'Cause
no,
you're
the
in
ice
Germany.
cream. Lots of ice cream. Lots of ice cream, yes.
See, ice cream I enjoy, but I'm really about baked goods. That's where my heart lays.
Yeah. And this,
Nice.
German architecture, just loved it. And so this is, okay. So Fabi drove us to the train station, and we took another train along the Rhine. Although I was disappointed because they didn't wash their windows. So this is along the Rhine, going from south of Frankfurt to Cologne. We took the train all the way to Cologne, and there's a German castle. Okay, there's a German castle up there.
Hey, there's a castle.
I was going to say earlier, I was under the impression that a lot of the castles were along the Rhine. They're along the river.
They were. I didn't get a
For
chance
the view, one assumes.
Wunderbar. You know, I would have loved to. If I go back, see, and again, I wasn't on my own. I had other people that I was traveling with to take allowances for. So I would have loved to spend another month in Germany and just gone through all the castles. Absolutely. Yeah, I would have tried to get a job as a repairman on the castles. Hell yeah. But just typical German architecture and houses just along the train ride. Just gorgeous.
Some classic old homes.
Yeah.
And
this
hello
is
to Rancor Steve.
This is traveling from Eastern Germany to Western Germany now. And yes, hello. Yes, the bratwurst.
So,
Right. Go ahead, Tygerstripes.
oh, no, I was just sort of speculating on east to west in architecture and that kind of thing. Because usually Western architecture is newer. As you travel in a country from east to west, usually the development goes, but that's only in America. It might be completely different in Europe because those look very old. with those steep pitched roofs.
I bet you they were a few hundred years old. And if it was in Canada, we'd have signs and plaques, and they'd be on a map of some kind. Rank or Steve in the chat walks into the room. Someone said ice cream and baked goods. Shuts the door and waves. Yes, you've made friends here.
Yes.
Ice cream and baked goods were very popular. We're just looking at Germany. And this is along the Rhine again. Just gorgeous. Well-constructed roads, well-marked, well-maintained, good ports, good river.
Did you ever get on the Autobahn?
Not the first time I was in Germany, yes. As a passenger.
I understand it's completely terrifying because there is no speed limit.
That's what I was thinking. That I would be way too scared to go into.
Not all of the Autobahn is
road.
like that. That's only certain parts of the Autobahn. A lot of the Autobahn has speed limits, but yeah, not
Does
this
it warn
trip
you
I did
if
before.
you continue? You're now entering
Oh, yeah.
the wild zone.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, and then it is, yeah. Well, but they have less accidents there because people can drive better, I think. And I did get photos of the cathedral in Cologne. So this is where this train ride is headed. The Rhine ends up in Cologne, and there's another castle.
Oh, Kôln is Cologne.
Oh, that one's lovely.
Just depending which side of the border you're on.
Just depending on if you want to pronounce it the German way or not. Germans pronounce Cologne, and that's spelled K-O, O with the two little dots.
The umlaut.
L-N, Kôln. And that's how they spell it and pronounce
Castle.
it. As far as
Castle for Jill.
Yes, no speed limit, only in certain sections. That's correct. Yeah, that's what I thought. And hey, good to see you here. And yeah, when you see the sign with 3 lines, get out of the fast lane. Exactly, unless you're in like a supercar. Here is the cathedral.
Ooh, oh my God.
Here is the cathedral.
Now that is the cathedral.
That is, yeah.
In Cologne?
In Cologne. Yeah, in Cologne. And I first saw it in 91, and it blew my mind. Just amazing. It's like freaking Batman. Like Batman lives in this cathedral. And I'm just going to get us out of the way here just so people can really appreciate it. Oh, that doesn't help.
Oh, no, it didn't get any bigger, I guess.
No, that's well.
No, that's really not helping.
More, yeah. So, but yeah, here's the cathedral, and this gives you an idea of the scale of just how it was. This was the biggest building in all of Europe.
Quatrefoil.
What now?
Quatrefoil.
Petra means rock.
I know. Quatrefoil is 4 leaves. That's one of my motifs I like in my jewelry. Oh. So if you see on the left there, the little window at the very top, there's what's clearly a Gothic cross.
Yes.
You see the 2 underneath it that are the 4. You know, the 4 leaves.
Yeah, that's 4 long.
That's a quatrefoil.
Huh.
Yeah, quatrefoil.
The cathedral was amazing, Lemon Pie. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, I mean, it just gives you the grandeur, the scale, the size. This was so much bigger than the Notre Dame Cathedral, for example. Just massive. I mean, the only what else was on this scale? Spain. Gaudi's Sagrada Familia in
the
Barcelona.
Towers, the Gaudi Towers.
Yep, the Gaudi Cathedral in Barcelona was on this same scale.
My gosh.
Yeah. Also, maybe the mosque in oh shit, what's the in Morocco? Famous. No, the movie Casablanca. Yeah, there's the mosque in Casablanca is the second biggest in the world. I haven't seen the first, and it's also this scale. You're talking like giants, like bigger than the Colosseum, like giant scale. You're talking, Gaudi's Cathedral in Barcelona, and maybe the Casablanca. The Casablanca temple. It's amazing, huge, absolutely massive. Ooh, the cathedral, says Lemon, by the cathedral on Milan was also a site. I have no idea how it ranks in size. I've never been to Milan. I didn't get up any further than Florence. That's on the list, man. That's on the list. And yeah, you're right. You're right, West Kegel. Took over 600 years to build. Now, this is going back in memory, but I believe they started in 1200. I believe it was started in 1200.
Yes, it says 1240. I mean, yeah, 1248. Yeah, that's when they started building.
Oh,
so you got it exactly right.
All right, there you go. I do know it sometimes. Sometimes I do, Gil. But yeah, there's me and my buddy in front of the cathedral steps, and just the. I mean, any one of these statues would have been museum worthy on their own, and then you stick it on the side of an incredible structure like this.
It's not just history and culture; it's art.
Ooh, I'd love to go to Milan. That's in Tuscany, I believe.
And he also says there was a 300-year gap between building it.
Oh,
yeah.
So it is a little right. They ran out of money. I have the book on this cathedral. I bought the guidebook, and it's in one of the stored away somewhere safe. And yeah, I think they ran out of money, right? But just looking up at the scale and the size was just incredible.
And there was damage after World War II, so it's been in restoration mode ever since.
Now, what do you think that little... You can see where people have touched the ring and they've worn away from the acid on their hands, the corrosion. But what's the thing on the left that's also worn away?
Doorknob?
Like a lever of some... Oh, a latch or a lever, yeah? Maybe. Yeah, cool. This reminded me of Charles Dickens'
Sure, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That is a very sort of anthropomorphic lion with those eyebrows. And
the one with Albert Finney is the one that...
I love that. That's my favorite version.
I think Scrooge. It is mine too. Okay, so here's inside the cathedral, folks. Inside the cathedral. Just absolutely massive. Reminded me of where Prince Charles and Diana got married, sort of, except on a smaller scale. The is that St. Peter's? No, Canterbury. No,
I thought they got married in Winchester Cathedral or something like that. Something in London.
It is in London. Yeah, it is in London. It's maybe it's Canterbury Cathedral. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's similar to this.
Cathedral's in Canterbury. It's not.
Is it?
I think that's why they call it Canterbury Cathedral.
Oh well, they moved it.
No, Canterbury Cathedral's in Canterbury.
Okay, well I don't know what I've been there, but I don't know what it's called.
Yes, but the one in London that they got married in has flying buttresses, and this does not have any flying buttresses.
Ooh, good
which is
point.
Impressive. That means the construction's pretty spot on.
And I've always had a thing for stained glass windows too, and this survived the war, which was amazing. I know in Paris, they had to take the stained glass window apart and store it for the war in the Notre Dame Cathedral, but I don't believe they did that here, and it somehow survived. The German skeleton key looks the same as over here. I don't know. It's a good question. I'll have to go explore some castles in Germany. And okay, so to get you can climb up the whole cathedral up to the top, but those are the stairs. And we didn't want to pay the $1 to store our backpacks, and we should have, because we were met with a lot of unhappy people going up the stairs with our backpacks on. That was quite the climb.
Why were they upset? What do you wearing backpacks?
Because the backpack's taking up room on this tiny little,
Correct.
staircase.
And we didn't want to pay the $1 or $2
Gotcha.
it was.
Yeah, and how did they express their displeasure?
Just huffs and puffs and dirty looks mostly.
Okay, so nobody actually chewed you out. They just shook a finger in your face, but they gave you the side eye and the glare.
No, not in Europe. No, surprisingly. Then okay, so you climb up the stairs and then you get to this even bigger staircase and you can go way up to the top. So you've already climbed a lot of stairs to get to here. And you're now above the main hall. You're above the main cathedral. And there's looking down at my buddy who needed a rest. And you're still inside the cathedral. And then you go up and you go across this walkway and boom, you come outside. And it's all fenced in, so it's all safe and everything. And you can walk around the outside of the cathedral. And it's just gorgeous. And Peter Venkman, yeah, we had the front packs on already. We had back and front. We were all packed out, buddy. Westminster Abbey? Westminster Abbey. That's it, Peter Venkman. Yes, in London. Westminster Abbey. Correct. There you go. Looking at the cathedral from up close. And just gorgeous architecture. Very Gothic. And just Cologne is a beautiful city right on the river. There's the Rhine, and I believe it exits to the sea at Cologne. And just gorgeous views over the city from the tower. I don't recommend you taking your backpack up those stairs. Pay the $1 or the euro and leave it behind.
Sounds like good advice from experience.
And I looked it up because it was driving me crazy, and it turns out, this is just a very quick check, that Chuck and Di got married in St. Paul's Cathedral. So there you go.
Right in London. I'll be damned. Okay. I was in Westminster Abbey thinking they were married there. Not that I'm really a royals kind of person. So I've got a video taking just outside of the at the base of the cathedral. If you want to take a look, it's just real quick. There's no sound, but that
still
is
very beautiful. I love all the colors.
Mm-hmm. Just the scale of it. It's just massive. There you go.
Yeah, it looks like a breathtaking place to be.
Mm-hmm.
You swear, like I was looking for Batman hanging off one of these. It is just so much bigger than anything else in the city. Like dwarfing, as you can see by these pictures, is just so much bigger than everything. And those are big buildings down there. You know, those are 10-story buildings. You know, 8-story buildings and bigger.
That is uncanny.
And
that they would have that kind of vision in the medieval age to make something so completely
incredible,
massive.
Yeah, there we go. And here I do have one last video of a train ride. So we did take a lot of, so there's inside the cathedral looking up. And we're back to the start. And here's a quick train ride through the German countryside. And we should be able to have that now. All right, there we go, folks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Germany was, I mean, the cities were modern and amazing, but the countryside often gets overlooked in Germany, and it was gorgeous, beautiful. So thank you both for being here, exploring a little bit of Germany. I'd love to go back and see a lot more of Germany.
So you say usually when you travel, you stay at hostels. Was this the same thing that you did here?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yep. I stayed in a lot of hostels, although I stayed with my buddy Fabi for one night there south of Frankfurt, but mostly in hostels. Yeah, and they were pretty cheap. Ooh, that was a big lightning flash. Do you mind reading Tygerstripes? Do you mind reading this from Lemon Pie?
Sure, but I've still got the chop. Now the choppers have come in.
Oh, good.
To chase whoever the.
Oh my god.
I know.
Something exciting is happening.
Anyway, okay. Lemon Pie says, I looked it up. Kôln Cathedral facade is 157.22 meters high, which is 515 feet 10 inches.
Wow. That's like 51 stories. Unbelievable. That's why the 10-story buildings look so small. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Or over 100 means.
Wow. And the Milan Cathedral is similar height, but built much later. See, that's the thing. The engineering feats here of building something that scale, that size, with the materials available, they didn't have, the steel and the fasteners that we have now. They had to do that using older technology, and that's just amazing. And Wes Cagle asked, did I get a chance to visit Aachen on your trip, the seat of power for the HRE when Charlemagne founded it? The HRE, something Roman Empire?
Holy Roman Empire.
Oh, the Holy Roman Empire, of course. No.
Nice.
I did not. I did not get to see Aachen. But like I said, I've been to Germany a couple times, and I think it's going to deserve a few more months at least. I'd love to go spend Christmas in Bavaria. Tygerstripes, if I make a plan to go spend Christmas in Bavaria, I'll send you a message.
Yes, you can send me them. I will consider it. I will. I keep hearing about people who write about how they take the whole family to Europe for Christmas, and then they're all at the fantastic table, and the kids all start crying because they're not home. I just think, I bet I would be one of those kids, just homesick on Christmas Day.
You get used to, I don't know. I've done a few now, and you get used to it. You're just so excited and overwhelmed and enthralled with the new experience.
If it was maybe shortly after Christmas, shortly before Christmas, but.
Good. Thanks, Suzanne, and I really appreciate you being here. Okay, thanks, Wes Cagle. Thank you to Antiderivative Jill and Tygerstripes.
Or I'll get him a souvenir to tide him over. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, speaking of which, besides Bunny, did you get any neat souvenirs from Germany?
I really didn't. I collected memories. Really, I didn't pick up.
Those are more valuable, really.
I didn't really pick up any souvenirs in Germany, and
Is
I
there
thought
anything in particular that people buy when they go to Germany because it's better made or cheaper or something that you want to bring home?
Of course, all kinds of German things like German watches and
pens.
Yeah, exactly.
Those beautifully crafted smaller things.
If I had a bigger backpack, I was thinking about maybe like a BMW. Get one right at the factory at a discount.
Yeah.
But no, it was.
Peter Pinkman says snow globes.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, of course, snow globes. No, I didn't get a chance, but I did get a lot of good memories, and I did get to spend some time with some friends, so that was good. Antiderivative Jill, thank you for being here tonight. What do you want to promote before we head off?
Well, after this, I'm going to go back and finish watching Aliens for my review show tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. We're going to talk about aliens and have a good time doing so. And then, what do I do after that? Every Tuesday, I'm reviewing For All Mankind. And I'm on season 2, enjoying the series, alternate history series by Ronald D. Moore. That's all I got for now.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you for your time. And Tygerstripes, I I see you all over the place. And where are you going to be next? Where can we catch you next?
I sing karaoke. I'll probably be singing somewhere on Saturday night, maybe 2 or 3 places on Saturday night. Sunday day, I sing with RVZN, which is pronounced Revision Karaoke.
Okay.
He does a 4-hour karaoke stream. And I have not watched Aliens because I didn't get the special edition. I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I don't know if I'll be on Jill's stream tomorrow or not. I can watch just the regular Aliens, but then
I think that'll be okay. It'll be a good contrast.
Okay, well then
so
I will go out of
to-
my way then to watch that
It
Jill
would be
tomorrow
good. It
morning
would
and
be
jump on
fun.
at 11. So I'll be with Jill tomorrow at 11.
Nice. It's one of my
And
favorites.
I think Canadian Spider-Man that you really must contact Fabi so that you can introduce him to me because oh my God, that man is cute.
He's married by now. I think. Yeah, I recall.
Well,
when I last
maybe
saw
not.
him.
You never know. These things come and go.
That's true. They do. Well, thanks so much for being here, everyone. And Wes Cagle, thank you for putting Antiderivative Jill's channel up on the screen there. Please check her out, folks. She puts a lot of work into her channel, more than I do, certainly. And it's showing. So she's growing. Catch Jill when you can. And wow, that was a big lightning storm.
It looks like you did a lot of work for this one. You did a lot.
I
of
did
research.
actually. I did. I went through like 300 coins. I should separate my coins because they're all in a pile. Anyway, I'm gonna get offline before the storm comes and we get blown by some lightning here. But thanks for being here, everyone. And I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.